Let's have another look at some vintage computers, this time the Commodore Vic 20. This came out in between the Commodore PET and the 64. It was Commodore's first attempt at a family-friendly home computer. It featured, I think it was either 3 or 4K of RAM, so not anywhere near as much as the PET had, or the 64. It looks exactly like the original 64, but it's white. And, well, got some different ports on the back too. If I unplug my joystick, we can have a look around the back. We can see a very big port for cartridges. Now these cartridges were mainly used for storing games, but this is a 3K RAM expansion cartridge, and they are pretty big cartridges. Definitely a lot bigger than what they look like in photos. In fact, there is a 3.5-inch floppy disk for comparison. There's a 5.25-inch floppy disk for comparison, and there is an 8-inch floppy disk for comparison. Not that any of you actually seen one of these before, but whatever. Now, most of the games, like I said, come on cart. Oh, and the rest of the ports are the same as 64. Most of the games did come on these cartridges. However, you could also load stuff up from, cassette tapes, dataset drives, like on the PET and the Vic 20. And the 64, I mean, of course on the Vic 20. Yes, for some reason, inexplicably, this one says VC20 as opposed to Vic. I think it relates to the German model. But this is made in England, so I don't understand that. Some had grey function keys, some had these orangey function keys. Yeah, it's the same as a 64. So, I've got it hooked up to a 1541-2, you can see just down there. So we're going to start this thing up and have a look at some games and software for it. Well, mainly games, that's all I really have on here at the moment. So let's pop this on the tripod. Remember to plug in the joystick, because that's what we're going to be using. There's only one joystick port on the Vic. Just excuse my head a minute. Alright. That's in there. And I should mention that the cartridges are insanely difficult to get in. I mean, they do go in, but not very easily. And I think you can just about see that okay. Let's try and rotate it just a bit. There you go. Commodore Business Machines Basic version 2. Basic. You've all seen it before. Now, let's pop in our 5.25-inch floppy disk, and now, for those not familiar with Commodore Basic, it operates nothing like MS-DOS. See, in MS-DOS you have stuff like dir, but that does not apply to a Commodore machine. To get a directory listing on a Commodore computer, you have to type load, speech mark, $speech mark, $8, which is basically load a file called dollars, which stores the directory on device 8. And now it will search for that. And it won't do anything. You have to list the program, because it thinks that it's a program, but it isn't. And now you can see what's on there. Now you see it didn't show me all of it, so I can stop it halfway through the list by pressing the run stop key. Now we're going to load a text adventure called Big Bad Wolf first. And if you don't want to type the whole file name, you can type an asterisk in the place of the rest of the file name, $8, $1. And if you hold shift and run stop, it will save you from typing run. And in just a few seconds we should see the start of the game. Here you go, this is a text adventure, a very easy one. So we basically just need to stop the big bad wolf coming into your den and gobbling you up. Very entertaining little game though. So I'm going to go to the kitchen, open closet, look look in the closet, get whiskey, look in the closet again, get candle, and we're going to light the gas stove and light our candlelight. So now we have a lit candle. Now go back into the den, get the rug, and it will reveal a trapdoor. Open trapdoor. We can now go into the cellar that we've just discovered, so go cellar, get pot of oil. Can't do that. Oh, am I? Ready? Oh, okay. It didn't like me typing of oil, I just had to type get pot. Okay. Go back into the den. Now I'm going to go into the yard. Go shed, we'll get some weapons. Get axe. Get shovel. Go yard. Dig. Shovel. Get lock. Go den. Lock the door so the big bad wolfie can't get us. And now we're going to chop up the chair. So now we get a kindling. And now put kindling on the fireplace. Put pot on the fireplace. Put whiskey on the fireplace. I don't suggest doing that in real life. Put candle, fireplace. And now you can see the big bad wolf is going to creep up on us. And he will fall into the burning pot of oil. Just don't tell the RSPCA about that. I'm sure they'll object. Anyway. 100 yards away. Oh no, in the yard. Huff and puff and blow the door down. Banging on the door, climbing up the wall, on the roof, climbing down the chimney. And he's in a boiling pot of oil. Hooray, we finished the game. And of course, we can list the program, look at the source code and steal it. Or alternatively, alter it, put it on a tape and then give it to your friend and he'll wonder why it's not working. Now, I should mention that some games do not work with the memory expansions. I will show you a bit more of a graphical game now, which much better showcases the Vic's capabilities. A game called Space Attack, which I think is really cool. One thing I do not like about this is the font. It's much too large. When you're looking at stuff, the lines start to get a bit confusing and whatever. But here we go. Skill level 1 to 3. Well, 0 is probably more my skill level, but we'll go for 1. And yeah, you just shoot things. And try not to do that. Very simple little game, quite fun. Works well. There you go. Yeah, simple little 8-bit computer games. You've seen them all before. Now if we do run stop and restore to break into the program and type list, we can see a little bit of code. Now when you type run, it says Starfighter by Cliff Ramshaw. This game is actually called Space Attack. Did they steal another person's game? Naughty, naughty. Or is this just part of the cassette loader that's not featured on the disc? Who knows? In fact, I better do a reset because of machine language programs, you know. And let's have a last look at what we've got on here. See if there's anything worth loading that I haven't mentioned yet. Frogger, yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, I'm going to leave it on a bit of a different note. I'm going to show you a really cool little demo scene production by a guy who goes by the handle PWP, and he does these little music videos for the unexpanded VIC-20, and this one is called Robotic Liberation, and I think I'll finish the video on that. Just gotta check this is the right disc. Yep, it is. So, enjoy. I'll reposition my camera a little bit. I'll go turn the lights off.